Thank you for joining us for Effingham High School's production of Life, Death, and Love in COVID, a socially distanced vintage radio show podcast. This is part 3 of a 3-part series. If you have not listened to the first 2 parts, please do so before continuing with this one. The show was written and produced by the students themselves as a fundraiser for their theater program. All donations can be made to the EHS office with the notation of podcast. We are asking the community to help support our program as we work our hardest toward regaining all that we lost last spring when our production of Willy Wonka was shut down 3 days before opening due to COVID-19, thus becoming a financial devastation to our program. Any support you can give would be greatly appreciated. And with that all said, sit back and relax as you listen to part 3, the final part of Life, Death, and Love in COVID.
I love you.
I'm such a jerk. What am I doing? All I want to do is spend time with me. I'm so stupid. I have to go find them. What is going on out there? Dad? Dad! What's going on? Is he going to be okay? What's wrong with him?
Monkey? Spoon? I love you, Monkey. Help.
Dad, I love...
Someone get her out of here. We've got to get him to the hospital. He'll never survive if we don't.
What?
Get over here.
No, I have to tell him. I have to tell him that I love... No!
Kid, you're never going to make it in time. Not like that, anyway.
I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't get to tell him that I loved him.
Maybe we should stop wasting time then and get to that hospital.
But how? I'm 15 and I don't have my driver's permit yet.
Yeah, but I'm 60. Get in the car.
Thank you. Thank you. Wait, I forgot banana.
Now ain't the time for gross fruit.
No, not fruit. My monkey.
What?
There it is. That aha moment, where you finally start to unravel all the strings that have been tying you down, and begin to tear away the onion layers of your heart that you have held hostage. In this panic of not knowing what is happening, and the fears that her father may be leaving her again, our ever-knowing neighbor finally gets his point across.
So, what's happening? Why did I see my father ripped away from me again?
Well, kid, that's a long story. It's not really my place to tell you, so I'll put it vaguely. Your dad is sick. He's been sick for a long time. No one knows very much about the disease, so they didn't know how to treat it. You weren't supposed to find out this way. He came to the city hoping that one of the doctors would be able to help him. It just so happened that your mom had to go to the Rona floor at the same time. So it worked well. Dad would stay home with you and get treated, and your mom would work knowing you were safe. But your dad has been getting worse, probably for the strain of trying to get his daughter to love him.
Don't do that. Look, what was I supposed to do? The man isn't in my life for 10 years, and all of a sudden he's back and ruining it. He didn't have to worry about me loving him, though. I've always loved him. Even when he left and he was ripped away from me, I still loved him.
You sure have a funny way of showing it, kid.
Well, why did no one tell me he was sick?
We thought it'd be better if you didn't know. We were just worried how you'd react.
I have so many questions. Is he going to live? Is he? Answer me!
I don't know. No one knows. It all depends on what the doctor can do. All I know is that you better start praying.
I love you.
Does Mom know that he's at the hospital?
The medics call her the first thing. She should probably already be there.
Oh no. I might not get to say goodbye. He might be gone by the time I get there. He might die!
Just like Jimmy. And he was just about to take a spoon.
He said something about a spoon right before he told me he loved me. Do you know what he was talking about?
I ain't the slightest idea.
Sometimes the things you say finally hit home. And as our rather eclectic backyard neighbor finds his solace that his words landed, we land ourselves in the hospital. In a panic, a young girl runs in, searching for her injured father, and hoping that it isn't too late to tell him all the things she has been too afraid to say. Hospitals, though, are very busy places, and it isn't always the easiest thing to get what you want.
Where's my dad?
What?
My dad. He should have came in a minute or two ago. I need to see him.
Huh?
Listen to me. I need to speak with my dad. It's really important. He's in the emergency room or around that area.
We're not supposed to let visitors in, much less little kids.
Ugh. I need to get to my dad now. So get off, you stupid, lazy.
Whoa, why don't you go sit down, kid? I'll find your dad.
Good luck with her. Please hurry. This is the secretary. You should call me, kid.
Please, ma'am, it's very important. She didn't get to say goodbye to her father.
You guys aren't allowed to see him at the moment. Room 84 is undergoing a surgery right now.
Well, we can see him.
I don't know. Maybe 2, maybe 3 hours.
Hear that, kid? Just a couple of hours. Where'd she go? Uh-oh.
Hey, you're not supposed to go back there. Oh, whatever.
Desperate measures for desperate times. But we have to feel just a little bad for that poor neighbor attempting to keep up with the excitable emotions and actions of a teenage girl. Through the hospital they go, him attempting his best to keep an eye on her as she rounds corner after corner and floor after floor. Finally, after what feels like never-ending hallways, she finds the numbers that she's looking for. But will her dad be there? And if he is, will she be able to say what she needs to say in time?
81, 82, 83. Room 84. I found it. Oh. Maybe I shouldn't go in. Maybe I should go back to the waiting room. Oh, but I have to tell him. Maybe I'll take him in the in the same hospital bed. She's surrounded by a whole bunch of doctors. No. Okay, a message and wait. Is that Mom? Great, awesome. As if nothing else could go wrong. I just gotta get in there. I said just bang on the door. Someone will have to hear me. So wait, I bang on the door. Maybe whatever I'm doing to my dad will go wrong and he'll get hurt or get in trouble and then it'll all be on me. Okay. Just freeze. You got to. Just freeze and knock on the door lightly. Maybe someone will hear. Yes. Mom. Mom, let me in. Thank goodness, let me in.
Are you insane?
What are you doing? I didn't think that's the secretary. I just get stopped here.
What are you doing here? You snuck past the secretary?
Long story. But Mom, I really need to tell Dad something.
Well, if you haven't noticed, this really isn't the best time.
Sorry. She's so fast. Give me a moment.
Both of you need to get out of here. Go home.
No. I need to speak to Dad. Kind of think of it, I also need to talk to you.
Well, you can't talk to him now. Why do you need to talk to me?
I need answers.
Well, let's talk somewhere else. There's a little room down the hall, and it's like a family waiting room. We can go in there. It'll be nice and quiet. What are your questions?
When can I see Dad? I'm not waiting 3 hours.
Honey, these things take time. The doctors have hardly seen anything like this.
No, I have to tell him something.
I'm sorry, honey, but you're gonna have to wait.
Fine. Next question. Why did he split from Dad? Why did he get taken away from me?
That's a long story.
Hey, like you said, I've got 3 hours to kill. Start talking.
All right, fine. Do you mind leaving us alone for a little bit?
I was afraid you'd say that. Just don't be afraid to spill the tea, as the kids say today.
You wouldn't say it anymore.
Pardon?
Nothing?
All right, then. I'll just go to the cafeteria. Get me some Jell-O. See you later, kid. Tell me how it goes.
All right. Now that he's gone, we can get along with the long story. Well, when you were 5, your dad started to get sick. It was on and off, but he was sick, and we all lived in the country supporting your dad's small business. But suddenly, I got a job opportunity in the city. I had to go. Meanwhile, Your dad had to stay home. He was getting worse, and he had his business to attend to. He couldn't leave it all behind him, and I couldn't pass up this opportunity. And so we said our goodbyes. It was really hard. It was hard for him to say goodbye to me, but it was especially hard to say goodbye to his little monkey. But if he did pass away, we thought it'd be better if you weren't too attached. Of course, it all fell down the drain when he came here, though.
So, this year he came here so he was trying to get better treatment. And I'm guessing that stress doesn't help his condition. I just made him worse. If he dies, it's all my fault.
Honey, don't talk like that. It is not your fault. We just have to hope that the doctors will save him. Just remember that your father will always love you.
I know. I just wish I could tell him I felt the same way.
I'm so sorry you had to find out this way, honey. I should have told you sooner.
It's okay. I understand why you didn't.
I love you, honey.
Everything else.
Aw, come here. Give your mom a huge hug. I think we both could use it.
I love you.
You brought banana? Well, I better go check on how things are going. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, sweetie.
After waiting an hour or so, and no sign of her mom coming back, the emotional drainage of the day catches up to our girl, and exhausted, she falls asleep. With a barrage of odd dreams rolling through her mind and the ever-present feeling of the hospital around her, suddenly the sound of the phone seeps into her dream. As her eyes lazily and very annoyed open, she realizes that it is her friends trying to FaceTime her. Can she really handle them right now?
You've got to be kidding me. I am not answering that. Again? Yes, I get it. I don't want to talk to them. Whatever, I'll answer. They're just gonna keep calling me. Seriously, what do you guys want? I obviously hung up on you for a reason.
Why would you hang up on me anyway? We left you the important decision of figuring out Friday night when you ran us out arguing with your dad. Rude.
I hung up on you because I have other important things going on.
Well, but, I guess we're sorry. We didn't mean to bother you.
What do you mean we didn't mean to bother her? We obviously bothered her because our whole plan is wrapped up in her ability to get us in the clear for Friday night. How am I supposed to chill with the really cool people if I'm stuck with you?
Whoa, wait. I'm sure she has a good explanation. She said she was doing something important. Plus, what do you mean stuck with me? You're always with me anyway. As in, forever. We've been friends since birth.
Exactly. I am always stuck with you. The whole point of this thing was to get me access to Brad's friends. Don't ask me why he is so caught up on this chick that doesn't even really like him like that, but if I can use her for what I want, then maybe, just maybe, I can be in the group and have a shot at being more than just your friend.
Wait, what? With all this time, seriously about your ego and access to people that apparently never wanted to be your friends before?
Oh gosh, I'm sorry. We had this whole idea that if we hang with you, we can hang with everyone. Everyone just likes you. No work, no reason.
What are you talking about? I thought we were friends.
We were friends when I thought you could help me, but if you can't even do a simple thing like getting rid of that non-existent, never there, didn't care for you dad, how can I trust you to do anything for me?
My dad always loved me. He gave me up so I could have a better life. You guys have no idea what he went through and is going through.
What do you mean?
I am sitting in a hospital right now with a dad who may or may not die, who also loves me more than you guys could ever understand.
Oh, give me a break. No one cares. If you can't help us with this, then I'll figure out how to get to this party by myself. See you never, losers.
Wait, did she seriously just leave in the middle of this?
Yeah, are you honestly surprised?
Not really, if I'm being truly honest. She's been like this for a long time, but we've been friends for so long that sometimes I forget that I'm a person too. She's always just led my life, and I let her.
You know, you are a pretty cool person all by yourself. In fact, probably even cooler without her.
You didn't have to say that, but thanks. I can't imagine what you're going through. Even with COVID, my life hasn't really changed that much. It's been stupidly easy. So if you ever need anything, just call me.
Of course. You don't know how much I need to say that.
The sound of the hospital overwhelming her again, and the thought that she did something to help someone else, she drifts off to sleep again. Maybe, she pondered, just maybe, Karma would do something for her to help someone she really loved. After what seemed like forever, she was awakened again by the calming voice of her mother.
Honey, wake up!
How long have I been asleep?
Long enough. The surgery ended about an hour and a half ago. The doctors took some samples to see if the surgery was successful. The results haven't come back yet, but in the meantime, the doctor said we can talk to Dad once he woke up. And he just woke up about 20 minutes ago. It's time to talk to your dad.
Really? Why are we still out here? Let's go!
Ready? Here we are. Room 84.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready.
I think you are.
Dad! I love you, Dad.
I love you too, Monkey.
I love you. Way to ruin the moment, Banana. Dad, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean a word I said. I've loved you ever since I was a little girl. I've never wished you were dead. I'm just so sorry. I've been a jerk to you ever since you got here. It's just that I was mad that you separated yourself from us. But I know why you did. And I'm just so... Please forgive me.
Monkey, I was never mad at you. I was just hurt. I thought that when I came back we could pick up where we left off, and obviously you are not on that same page. I kept trying to treat you like you're a little 5-year-old that you were when we split up, but now you're older. I've just missed so much. I'll try to be better about treating you your age, I promise.
Dad, I'll always be a monkey. Don't worry about that.
Thank goodness. Can you do me a favor, though?
Anything.
Please, don't date Brad.
Dad!
What?
With all they had been through and everything that had happened over the past few hours, they were so happy to have that moment with each other. Laughter, hugs, and tears springing from one second to the next. It had been so long for all of them to feel his presence. Hanging, though, in the back corner of their minds was the answer to the question they were all awaiting. Was the surgery a success? Was the treatment going to work? Was something so new and something so not understood, would he be the exception to the rule? As they awaited the doctor's arrival, they held tight to each other.
Knock, knock. I have some news.
Good news or bad news?
Don't interrupt.
Sorry.
The test results came back in.
And
You are going to live. The surgery was successful.
Thank goodness.
Hallelujah! You scared me. It's a gift. Okay then. Well, you're not off the hook yet. You're going to have to stay at home and do nothing for a bit. Then you'll come back and we'll see how you're doing. We're also going to prescribe this medicine for you. It's a fairly new treatment, so we don't really know much about it, but don't worry. It's been tested many times. It's perfectly safe. And then for the next couple months, you'll have to come back once or twice a month. Sound good?
sure.
Do you have a place to stay somewhere in the city?
Yes. Yes, he does.
All right then. Well, we're going to make you stay the next couple of days at the hospital, but then you are welcome to go home. I'll leave you guys alone now. Remember, if there's anything you ever need, I'll just be a call away. You are one of our top priorities besides all the coronavirus cases. We'll always be right here.
Thank you again, Doctor.
My pleasure.
It's going to be okay, Mom. He's going to live.
After a few long, boring days with him in the hospital, and her going back and forth from home to there to visit with him, she was right. It all was okay. His wounds were healing well, and the treatments were a success. The huge dark shadow that had been hanging over them seemed to have disappeared, while the love and affection that they had for each other continued to grow each passing day. Then one day, it was time for him to go home. With the treatment still needed, it was decided that he would stay with them. How long would that last, though? And what other new challenges would 2020 have for this trio? Finally home from the hospital, and with their new adopted grandpa neighbor back in his own home, the little family practically fell onto the couch with a sigh of relief.
Wow, that was all quite the adventure.
Yes, it was. I'm just so glad that it's over, and especially that you're alive.
Yeah, me too.
Honey, are you okay? You haven't said anything for a bit. What's the matter?
Oh, it's nothing. It's just... It hasn't been like this in 10 years. We haven't been a whole family for 10 years. It's nice. I don't want it to end.
Me neither.
Maybe it doesn't have to.
What do you mean?
Well, you're going to need someone to look after you, and who better to do that than a nurse?
You mean stay?
Yeah, I just got you back. I can't lose you again. I just can't. Stay here with me and Mom. We can be a family. And it'll give me more time to convince you to like Brad.
Oh, monkey. That's never gonna happen. But I am tempted to stay.
Please do. It'll be fun.
Are you sure?
Yes. You miss so much, Dad. Don't miss any more.
I don't plan on it.
You mean you'll stay?
Of course, monkey.
Thank goodness. You could even move your business down here. That's why you didn't come in the first place, right?
Whoa. Slow down.
Who knows? You might have some new customers here in the city.
And I promise I won't be such a jerk. I know the story now. I know why you left me and Mom. I realized how mean I was when you were just trying to be my father. I'm so sorry.
It was my fault too, monkey. I shouldn't have pushed so hard. I'm sorry too.
Oh, stop the sob story. We should be celebrating. Who wants pizza?
Veggie pizza for me.
And an all-meat pizza for me. Oh, don't look at me like that. I've had a rough day. I need some meaty comfort.
Oh boy, here we go.
Veganism is a very healthy lifestyle. It has a lot of health benefits and you're saving animals.
Yeah, whatever. You're ruining the pizza party, monkey.
Oh, whatever, Dad.
I'll go order them right now.
So, did you really sneak past the secretary?
What?
Yes.
Your mom and the neighbor told me that you were willing to run after the ambulance, and when you got to the hospital, you snuck past the secretary and the neighbor just to get to me. When you finally got to the room, you would have gone inside if your mom hadn't stopped you. Is that all true?
Well, yeah. I had to tell you. I didn't know if you were going to live. I didn't want my last words to you to be, I wish you were dead. I really didn't mean that. You know I didn't mean it, right?
Monkey, if you were willing to go through all that just to say 3 words to me, I'm pretty sure it's clear.
Good.
So, what is that neighbor's name again, anyway? I can't seem to remember him saying.
You know, I can never remember it either. I used to just call him Crazy Backyard Neighbor. Guess now he's kind of a grandpa neighbor.
Yeah, I guess he is.
I love you, Dad.
I love you too, Monkey.
Thus, our crazy COVID story ends, and despite all the unknown and all the new beginnings, 2020 didn't turn out so bad for these guys after all. A father got to reconnect with the daughter that he has always loved and had missed for so long. He was able to meet and beat what could have been a terminal illness despite everything undetermined going on around him. A daughter was able to learn forgiveness, and with that, gain the connection that she had been missing for the past 10 years. All of them gained a family, and all of them learned a little more about life, death, and love in COVID.
Life, Death, and Love in COVID is sponsored by Effingham's Baseball Card Connection, Brian Wimpy and Fieldcrest Homes, Don Pedro, Sandra Hinks, Amanda Swan Photography, Kids on the Block and Friends Educational Puppet Troupe from Decatur, Illinois, the Effingham Brew Company, and Chet Piotrowski Studios, with support from the Effingham Daily News, the Effingham Teotopolis News Report, WXEF, and the Effingham Public Library. Thank you one more time for joining us for Life, Death, and Love in COVID. We would like to take this opportunity again to thank our fearless program leader, Shannon Hinkle, for having the faith in us to pull this off, that ever-present wisdom of Mr. Jim Borelli. A huge shout-out to Joe Fothery for teaching us the ways of the podcast and helping us share our story through social media. We could not have done it without you. And lastly, that big we appreciate you to Principal Kurt Roberts and the entire Unit 40 board for allowing us to do this show. It has meant so much to us that you've been there when we needed you. Life, Death, and Love in COVID was written by Evie Ballard, Jonathan Coffin, Callista DeNoyer, Ellie Macklin, Veronica Muma, and Jarrett Swan. Additional actors include Christian Dyson, Christopher Groupie, and Kyra Hazelton. Music by Callista DeNoyer, and graphics by Ariel Rubin. I'm the director, Tracy Riley, and this has been Life, Death, and Love in COVID. Thank you so much for joining us.